Okay, now we see where Matt Gaetz is coming from. Donald Trump was born around Saturn/Pluto together in 1947, in Leo, and here, the next time the two come together, it is the edges of Scorpio. So we can see the similarities. He's not a Gemini like Trump, but maybe stronger is the Sun is in Taurus for the acquisition of money. When Saturn and Pluto get together, sex and narcissism are the rule. Saturn and Pluto together combine sex, power, desire, domination, and judgment, with high standards. He tends to be with strong Libra planets along with Scorpio ones, giving him a seeming bipolar disorder, because Libra is air and logic, and Scorpio is emotional, is water, and not logical. Sometimes these people and those born around them can make you tear your hair. They can be very logical, and then at the drop of a dime they are gone into emotional and mired in feelings. If you are of them, or involved with one, most times they aren't going to be this obvious. But realize what you are getting into. One time on Law and Order, a man killed his ex-wife and mother of his daughter. The girl came up to him and asked why he did that, and he said, "I guess I wasn't thinking." And that's what happens at times. They come from an emotional place. Soap operas are that way too. They go off on an emotional rant. You won't see them thinking of the issue and making a logical decision. Gaetz is a water dog in Chinese astrology. So he's in the emotional bent here too. Male dogs are knowing for their wild ways. Or the other direction. Look to Mike Pence and Mike Johnson. In 1946, Trump is a fire dog. Basically they like their women, and then when Saturn and Pluto there as well, it's a double whammy. It's the Pences and Johnsons that go to the feminine side and eschew sex. Women dogs are usually frigid. The signs for politics and law are Scorpio, Sag and Capricorn, with a bit of Libra there too. Scorpio for skullduggery. And even though you know of Sagittarius as a mutable sign, in Chinese astrology it wants to get his way. Like Republicans and how they gerrymander, Tokyo Rose talk, and gas-light their own voters. These people are so young. I'm looking for the odd point and realize he's 10 years younger than my kid, so I have to reorient myself to his chart. On the left side where the yod moved in its orbit, you can see that if he had a preppy life, and not much to get in his way. That's that, tennis anyone, look. 20 years or so down the line, life is not going to be as kind. For those of you in his age range, it depends on how you comported yourself. Hopefully not wild and woolly as he did. The sun and moon are opposite each other, saying his parents were probably not getting along around his birth. But it's Scorpio and Taurus for money and prestige, so they are in his money signs. Jupiter is between the yod planets, and that is a good place to be, for money. It's in Scorpio to boot, and close to Pluto. But he might need that money as the yod point moves into the harsher planets. He hasn't had an inkling what he's in for, with all those frothy planets that went before. Those born around his birth date that had some dealings with the harsher planets, should get through it easier knowing what's coming. In the waning months we saw that Uranus was paired with the full moon on December 15th. In Gaetz' chart it was on his sun. Which shows that when Uranus is usually a planet that opens us up to new roads to travel, at times it exposes, and here Matt Gaetz found it glaring on his previous actics. It is noted, though, that Chiron, the wound, is there as well. In the waning months of 2024 and into 2025, until approximately April, we all have Saturn in Pisces, catching up with Neptune. Both are depressive planets. Saturn wraps our knuckles when we don't toe the line, while, like DJT, Neptune is illusion, delusion. Fortunately, in 2025 we'll be done with it. For Gaetz, it represented Neptune flying high, and now Saturn has come into to say, no, we aren't going to have anything more of this.